Yeah, I've also watched you from 2015, but then like I grew up, I became a lefty, but yeah. So I wanted to ask, so you're one of the more common sense Republicans out there because you're not a complete Trump fanatic, right? I think you support Ron DeSantis, is that right?
In the current primaries, yeah, I'd vote for DeSantis in a primary.
Very good. So I was thinking, why do you not, let's say Trump wins, why do you not come out and support Biden? Because you clearly don't like Biden, right? And everyone has their own political views. But Trump seems to me to be a fundamentally serious threat to American democracy, which Biden simply isn't. So Trump's called for the suspension of the Constitution, and he's facilitated an insurrection. Biden's done neither of those things. He's been fairly milquetoast president. So why don't you endorse Biden?
So I disagree with some of the premises of the question. So number one, as far as Donald Trump being a serious danger to democracy, I think in the best of his imaginations, he probably would be in many ways. But this constitutional system is extremely durable. January 6th was not, in fact, a serious threat to American democracy. It was a serious threat to American order. It was not a serious threat to American democracy. There was no point in time on January 6th where there was a real possibility that a military coup had been launched and Donald Trump would retain the presidency after January 6th. It just was not going to happen. So the institutions of the United States and the legal institutions remain quite strong, and we're able to hem in whatever Donald Trump's peculiar desires are on the one hand. On the other hand, there are different types of threats to democracy. So Joe Biden, for example, has used the power of the executive branch in new and exorbitant ways. Most obviously, for example, when he tried to use OSHA, which is the Occupational Safety Administration, he tried to use that to cram down, for example, policies of Donald Trump, the stuff that he actually did as president, not the crazy tweets and the nutty stuff that he says all the time, but in what he did in terms of the economy, what he did in terms of foreign policy. I'm obviously much more in alignment with his actual political positions than I am with Joe Biden. As far as the threat to democracy, as I say, one is more subtle and one is more obvious, and in some cases the more obvious is actually the easier to reject.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, one and all, to the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I'm your host, Dr. Nasir. And what's on tap for today was you saw that little snippet. We got more of it, so don't worry. We're going to get to it, the rest of the video. But I just got to say, it's like watching what? Remember fingernails? Screeching down a chalkboard, folks. This kid is here. I mean, again, this leftist, and he just grew out of it, basically, or grew into it, right? And, Ben Shapiro couldn't shape his views. But the thing is, the talking points that this young man is coming up with, the insurrection on January 6th, Trump just wants to basically become a fascist dictator, abolish the Constitution. I'm glad that Ben at least set him straight on some of the premises of his question. Anyways, let's continue and see what else is in store.
Position seems quite strange to me because you've essentially conceded that Trump does not believe in American democracy. He doesn't believe in American institutions.
I think he believes in Trump and pretty much nothing else, yes. I think he believes in Donald Trump and not much else.
Yeah, precisely. Okay, sure.
That's just part of Ben's Trump derangement syndrome, basically, because we all know that, Ben Shapiro is not a supporter of Donald Trump. Never was, still is not. I mean, even the fact of the matter when it was basically told to him that with Trump, you're going to get a chance with Supreme Court justice nominations and be able to at least have, and the justices that Trump was basically saying that he was going to put out that paper saying that these are the list of 25 or 30 of my picks, and every one of them was spot on, conservative, originalist in terms of interpreting the Constitution. And even then, he wasn't able to be swayed and said that either he's going to stay out of it or, it was Hillary Clinton. I mean, that's just an untenable position from my point of view. He has his, I've got mine. But you can't basically say that you're going to throw away the chance of getting Supreme Court nominations. I mean, not every president has the honor of doing so. Trump had 3 of them, folks.
Sure, he might not be able to create the Trump dictatorship, but is it really healthy for a democracy to have a leader in charge who does not believe in any of America's institutions? Say what you like about Biden, but he is proudly American. He believes in the institutions.
You, sir, are an idiot. a moron and a retard. What I call SIMR, my acronym SIMR, stupid, idiotic, moronic, retarded. This kid is basically Biden is patriotic. Biden is patriotic. You want to talk about patriotism? Talk about what about the money from China? Patriotic? What about his son getting hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars to get access to the government? You want to talk about patriotic? Donald Trump bleeds red, white, and blue. Whatever you want to think about his idiosyncrasies, or he's an egomaniac, or he's a narcissist, hey, to become president of the United States, you have to be some of those. Unfortunately, guess what? Joe Biden Hayden isn't one of them.
Of America, surely you should support him over this egomaniac.
Well, I mean, I don't think he actually believes in some of the institutions. I mean, he's attacked the Supreme Court would be a good example. He's attacked the Supreme Court with alacrity in the aftermath of the overruling of Roe versus Wade, for example. His party has talked about packing the Supreme Court. When it comes to the use of
He's not packing it, though.
His party has talked about it, right? You're right, he has not. And Donald Trump talked about a lot of stuff, and that hasn't materialized either. So again,
exactly, the double standard is absolutely incredible. The hypocrisy is just, through the freaking roof.
would I prefer that all of these candidates go away? Absolutely. I prefer all of these candidates go away. This is why I say first party to sanity wins.
Okay, I mean, that's fair enough. I think that position is very untenable, but I'll leave it there.
Thank you.
You know what I think is untenable, young man? I think the fact that you left your freaking fingernails in the chalkboard, that to me is like, oh, unbelievable. Really, really unbelievable. But again, it just goes to show you, folks, there are a lot of lefties and leftists and progressives and Democrats and liberals on the other side of the pond. They're over there too. What's happening to the children? What's happening to our college, campuses? They are being indoctrinated with a bunch of leftist, socialist, Marxist propaganda that these kids are taking to heart, folks. They absolutely are. Well, we hope you enjoyed that little video snippet of Ben Shapiro at the Oxford Union question and answer session. And we just want to let you know, folks, that you've been watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I've been your host, Dr. Nasir. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to our channel, like, share, and follow us. You know what to do. Look out for those links above and below. We certainly appreciate you taking the time to watch. And I'll leave with my final thought, which is, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. We'll see you again next time, folks. Until then, take care and stay safe.